Good afternoon. This is All India Radio. I am Valsa Williams with the Midday News. The headlines. Prime Minister Narendra Modi to unveil logo, theme and website of India's G20 presidency this evening. Centre grants 265 postgraduate medical seats to government hospitals in Jammu and Kashmir. India participates in Malabar Naval Exercise 2022 beginning today in Japan. UN Secretary-General Antonio Guterres calls for a climate solidarity pact between developed and emerging economies to avoid climate catastrophe. Guru Nanak Jayanti being celebrated with religious fervour across the country. President, Vice President and Prime Minister greet people on the occasion. And 15th Asian Air Gun Championship 2022 to begin at Daegu in South Korea tomorrow. Prime Minister Narendra Modi will unveil the logo, theme and website of India's G20 presidency through video conferencing this evening. The logo, theme and website will reflect India's message and overarching priorities to the world. Guided by the vision of Mr. Modi, the country's foreign policy has been evolving to undertake leadership roles on the global stage. In a significant step in this direction, India will assume G20 presidency from the current chair, Indonesia, on the 1st of next month. We have a report from our correspondent.
The Group of 20 is an intergovernmental forum of the world's major developed and developing economies, and its presidency offers a unique opportunity to India to contribute to the global agenda on pressing issues of international importance. It is the premier forum for international economic cooperation, representing around 85% of the global GDP, over 75% of the global trade, and about two-thirds of the world population. During the course of its G20 presidency, India will be holding about 200 meetings in 32 different sectors at multiple locations across the country. The G20 summit to be held next year will be one of the highest profile international gatherings to be hosted by India. Divakar, AR News, Delhi.
The Union Government has granted 265 diplomate of the National Board postgraduate medical seats to several government hospitals in Jammu and Kashmir across 20 districts with the active contribution of the National Board of Examinations in Medical Sciences, NBEMS. The Ministry of Health and Family Welfare along with NBEMS took a lead role and ensured that several postgraduate seats were granted to various government hospitals of Jammu and Kashmir. The ministry said that at present there exist more than 250 post-graduation seats across 20 districts in Phase 1 of the expansion plan. It said 2 more PG seats will be granted in the second phase. Furthermore, 50% of the PG seats are reserved for local in-service doctors to provide them with the opportunity for postgraduate training. The ministry stressed that this important step will not only ensure that people of Jammu and Kashmir are benefited, but the doctors of the state will also get an opportunity to be trained in their own region. India is taking part in the 26th International Malabar Naval Exercise beginning today in Yokosuka off Japan. Australia, Japan and the United States are also participating in the exercise. The naval forces of these countries will take part in the exercise till the 18th of next month. Indian naval ships Shivalik and Kamorta are ready to demonstrate at the event. The presence of these indigenously built ships of the Indian Navy at these multinational events will be an opportunity to showcase the shipbuilding capabilities of Indian shipyards. The Malabar exercise was initiated in 1992 between the navies of India and the United States. External Affairs Minister Dr. S. Jaishankar will hold talks with his Russian counterpart Sergei Lavrov in Moscow today. Both leaders will hold discussions on the entire range of bilateral issues and various regional and international developments. The talks will focus on the trade, investments, transport, logistics, use of national currencies in mutual settlement and energy sector projects in the Arctic Shelf and the Russian Far East. Minister of State for External Affairs V. Muralidharan paid homage to Mahatma Gandhi at City Park in Brasilia, Brazil today. In a tweet, he said he was glad to learn about the impact of Gandhian values and philosophy among the local communities. Mr. Muralidharan reached Brazil yesterday on a 2-day visit. During his visit, he will attend the solemn session on 75 years of India's independence, which will be held in the Brazilian Parliament. Mr. Muralidharan will also address the Brazilian parliamentarians, both from the upper and lower house, representatives of the diplomatic corps and international organizations, and representatives of the Brazilian government and India. Back home, campaigning for Legislative Assembly elections in Himachal Pradesh is reaching its peak as only 2 days are left for the campaign. Senior BJP leader and Chief Minister Jairam Thakur will address 3 public meetings in Kinnaur and Mandi districts today. Senior BJP leader and Union Minister Anurag Singh Thakur will hold 4 public meetings at different places in Bilaspur district. BJP star campaigner and Union Minister Nitin Gadkari will campaign in Bharmor of Chamba district, while Union Minister Smriti Irani will hold 2 public meetings in Sirmaur district. Uttar Pradesh Chief Minister Yogi Adityanath will also address 3 election public meetings in the state today. On the other hand, former Deputy Chief Minister of Rajasthan and Congress leader Sachin Pilot will have election public meetings in Lahore, Spiti and Karsog. Congress President Mallikarjun Kharge is also arriving in Shimla today. He is scheduled to address election public meetings in Shimla and at Nalagarh in Solan tomorrow. Prime Minister Narendra Modi will visit the state tomorrow. He will address election rallies at Chambi in Kangra district and Sujanpur in Hamirpur district. Meanwhile, Chief Electoral Officer along with the district election officials are employing a targeted intervention. They are approaching to facilitate the differently abled electors and absentee voters by personally meeting and motivating them to vote in the Assembly elections polls on the 12th of November. Senior citizens above 80 years and persons with disabilities (PWD) are entitled to vote by postal ballot. Accordingly, the Commission has provided ballot paper facility for 80+ and PWD voters to vote from their residences. With the Commission's initiative of voting at home for these 2 categories, many voters have expressed happiness for including them in the democratic exercise. The Commission is also ensuring that every polling station is equipped with assured minimum facilities like drinking water, waiting shed, toilet with water facility, adequate arrangements for lighting, ramp of proper gradient for the PWD electors, and a standard voting compartment. In Gujarat, political activities are gaining momentum in the state in view of the Assembly elections. Senior Congress leader P. Chidambaram joined the poll campaign of the Congress today. Addressing a press conference, Mr. Chidambaram said change is the order of parliamentary democracy. The government becomes more answerable if there is a change in power from time to time. National convener of Aam Aadmi Party Arvind Kejriwal held a roadshow in Junagadh, while the party state president Gopal Italia will participate in road shows at various places in Surat today. The ruling BJP is running We Have Made This Gujarat campaign to reach out to people and recognize the role of the common man in the development of the state. National spokesperson of BJP, Sambit Patra, will campaign in the state. This is All India Radio giving you the news. For quick news updates around the clock, follow us on our Twitter handle at AIR News Alerts.
क्या आप वरिष्ठ नागरिक हैं? क्या आपके मन में सेहत, आर्थिक, सामाजिक या भावनात्मक मुद्दों से जुड़ा कोई सवाल है? आकाशवाणी आपके लिए लेकर आया है कार्यक्रम एक कदम और बुजुर्गों के लिए, हर रविवार रात 9:30 बजे FM गोल्ड पर। आप अपने सवाल हमें व्हाट्सएप नंबर 9289094044 पर भेज सकते हैं या इस पते पर ईमेल कर सकते हैं एक कदम और airnews@gmail.com।
Welcome back to the Midday News. Secretary General of the United Nations Antonio Guterres has called for a climate solidarity pact in which developed and emerging economies unite around a common strategy and combine resources to address the climate crisis. At the opening of the Conference of the Parties COP27 UN Climate Summit in Egypt on Monday, Mr. Guterres said the proposed pact would see all countries making extra efforts to reduce carbon emissions.
It is time for nations to come together for implementation. It is time for international solidarity across the board. Solidarity that respects all human rights and guarantees a safe space for environmental defenders and all actors in society to contribute to our climate response. Let's not forget that the war on nature is itself a massive violation of human rights. We need all hands on deck for faster, bolder climate action. The global climate fight will be won or lost in this crucial decade on our watch.
COP27 is the 27th annual United Nations meeting on climate. It is taking place in Sharm el-Sheikh till the 18th of November. Union Minister for Environment, Forest and Climate Change Bhupendra Yadav has said the global pace of climate mitigation is not enough to contain the rate of climate change. He said there is an urgent need for the world to acknowledge the cascading natural hazards that cause substantial losses around the world. Mr. Yadav was speaking at the UN Secretary-General High-Level Round Conference during the launch of the Early Warnings for All Executive Action Plan at COP27 in Sharm el-Sheikh, Egypt. Guru Nanak Jayanti or Gurpurab is being celebrated with religious fervour across India and the world today. It marks the birth of the first Sikh Guru, Guru Nanak Dev Ji, who laid the foundation of Sikhism. This year marks the 553rd birth anniversary of Guru Nanak Dev Ji. President Draupadi Murmu, Vice President Jagdeep Dhankar and Prime Minister Narendra Modi have greeted the people on the occasion of Prakash Parb. The Prime Minister participated in a function on the eve of Guru Nanak Jayanti in New Delhi yesterday and offered prayers. The celebration took place at the residence of Chairperson of the National Commission for Minorities, Iqbal Singh Lalpura. Union Minister Hardeep Puri and several dignitaries were present during the function. On the occasion, Mr. Modi said the country has made tremendous progress with the blessings of gurus, highlighting the various initiatives taken by the government for empowering the Sikh tradition in the country. The Prime Minister said his government is working to complete the Delhi-Amritsar Katra Expressway project expeditiously. Mr. Modi said the Citizenship Amendment Act has facilitated the Sikh community who were victims of the partition to reside in India.
दशकों के इंतजार के बाद करतारपुर साहिब कॉरिडोर खुला था। हमारा प्रयास रहा है कि सिख परंपराओं को सशक्त करते रहें, सिख विरासत को सशक्त करते रहें। ये कार्य केवल सुविधा और पर्यटन की संभावनाओं का विषय नहीं है। इसमें हमारे तीर्थों की ऊर्जा, सिख परंपरा की विरासत और एक व्यापक बोध भी जुड़ा है। ये बोध सेवा का है। कुछ समय पहले अफगानिस्तान में किस तरह हालात बिगड़े थे, वहां हिंदू सिख परिवारों को वापस लाने के लिए हमने अभियान चलाया। गुरु ग्रंथ साहब के स्वरूपों को भी हम सुरक्षित लेकर आए।
Prime Minister Narendra Modi today visited the residence of veteran BJP leader Lal Krishna Advani in New Delhi to greet him on his birthday. Defence Minister Rajnath Singh and others were also present on the occasion. Later in a tweet, the Prime Minister said Mr. Advani's contribution to India's growth is monumental and he is respected across the country for his vision and intellect. The 53rd International Film Festival of India, IFFI, to be held in Goa, will open with Austrian film Alma and Oscar. The passionate and tumultuous relationship between the Viennese society Grand Dame Alma Mahler and Austrian artist Oscar Kokoschka is the subject of this biopic. IFFI will be held from the 20th to the 28th of this month. The 15th Asian Air Gun Championship 2022 will begin at Daegu in South Korea tomorrow. This will be the first Rifle Pistol Asian Shooting Confederation Championship that will be counted towards the new Asian ranking system. Manu Bhakar, Mehuli Ghosh, Arjun Babuta and Divyansh Singh Pawar are among some prominent names in the 36-strong Indian contingent set to take part in the championship. A total lunar eclipse will take place today. People in Asia, Australia, North America, parts of Northern and Eastern Europe, most of South America, North Atlantic Ocean and Pacific Ocean will witness the total lunar eclipse. And now before we end the bulletin, the headlines once again. Prime Minister Narendra Modi to unveil logo, theme and website of India's G20 presidency this evening. Centre grants 265 postgraduate medical seats to government hospitals in Jammu and Kashmir. India participates in Malabar Naval Exercise 2022 beginning today in Japan. Guru Nanak Jayanti being celebrated with religious fervour across the country. President, Vice President, Prime Minister greet people on the occasion. And with that we end the midday news.